You know, some stories are so huge, so epic, they feel like they have to be myths. But this one is absolutely real. It's a story about how your character isn't just who you are, it's what decides your destiny. We're about to dive into the incredible, true story of two men who fought for the soul of China after an entire empire had literally turned to dust.
So at the very heart of this whole thing are two rivals, and believe me, they could not be more different. On one side, you've got this unstoppable warrior Xiang Yu, a guy who just seemed born to rule. And on the other side, the ultimate unlikely leader Liu Bang, a man who clawed his way up from nothing. This isn't just a story about a war. It's the classic showdown between pure, raw power and quiet, clever charisma.
All right, so let's set the scene here. We have to go way back, over 2,200 years ago. The Qin Dynasty, the very first to unify China, has just collapsed. It was incredibly tyrannical and basically crumbled under its own weight. And what's left behind is this massive power vacuum. Chaos is everywhere. Warlords are carving up the country for themselves, and the future of a whole civilization is completely up for grabs.
And right into the middle of all this chaos step our two contenders. Both are aiming to build a new empire from the ashes of the old one. So let's really get to know them, shall we? A warlord versus a peasant. Seriously, who would you bet on?
Okay, first up, Xiang Yu. This guy was, by all accounts, a total force of nature. He was an aristocrat, born from a long line of decorated generals. He was a military prodigy, a warrior so skilled they say he never lost a single head-to-head battle. He was immensely strong, fierce, and just terrifyingly arrogant. I mean, he was the obvious choice to rule, right? The hegemon king.
And then there's Liu Bang, the ultimate underdog. He started out as a peasant who managed to become a minor local official. He wasn't some great fighter, he wasn't a brilliant military strategist, but his superpower? It was people. He was incredibly charismatic, he knew how to read a room, and maybe most important of all, he was humble enough to know his own weaknesses. So he just surrounded himself with brilliant people who could make up for what he lacked.
So what came next is known as the Chu-Han Contention. It was this brutal, drawn-out war that lasted for years. But the really fascinating part isn't just the battles. It was a clash of personalities, of two totally opposite ideas about what leadership even is. And it all comes into perfect focus in one single event.
Yeah, we're going to zoom in on this legendary moment called the Feast at Han Gate. Now, on the surface, it's just a banquet, a dinner party. But underneath it all, it's a trap designed to get rid of Liu Bang for good. And this one tense dinner tells you everything you need to know about why one of these men won and the other one lost.
So the stage is set. Inside the banquet hall, Xiang Yu's advisors are practically screaming at him to give the signal to just kill Liu Bang right then and there. But when Liu Bang shows up, he completely flips the script. He's incredibly humble, he's apologizing, he's flattering the great warlord, and this plays right into Xiang Yu's massive ego. His pride is so satisfied that he just can't bring himself to kill a man who seems so beneath him. And in that moment of pride, he hesitates. That hesitation is everything. Liu Bang, who was warned by a mole in Xiang Yu's own camp, see, he's already making friends on the enemy side. He pretends to get drunk, makes an excuse to slip away, and runs for his life.
So here's the takeaway. That one feast showed it all. It laid bare Xiang Yu's fatal flaw. He had all the power in the world, but his own pride made him indecisive when it mattered most. And it revealed Liu Bang's hidden strength, his pragmatism, his ability to survive, and his talent for inspiring loyalty. So much so that even one of his enemy's guys was willing to risk it all to help.
And this brings us right to the heart of the matter. How in the world did the undefeated warrior, the peerless warlord, lose to the peasant official he could have just crushed at a dinner party? Let's break down exactly why the underdog won.
This quote from a historian really just says it all, doesn't it? Xiang Yu was a master of conquest, no doubt about it. He could smash armies and take cities like it was nothing. But he was also famous for his cruelty. He'd often massacre the people in cities that dared to resist him. So yeah, he could win the battle, but he could never win the people.
And this chart just lays the contrast bare. Look at how they treated their allies. Xiang Yu was arrogant, often ungrateful, hoarding all the rewards for himself. Liu Bang, he was humble and incredibly generous, rewarding his followers with land and titles. That's how you get loyalty. Then think about talent. Xiang Yu famously ignored his best advisor, the same guy who told him to kill Liu Bang at the feast.
Meanwhile, Liu Bang was actively seeking out brilliant minds, admitting he didn't have all the answers. And finally, vision. For Xiang Yu, it was all about his own personal glory. For Liu Bang, it was about something bigger, creating a stable, unified empire for everyone.
At the end of the day, these massive differences in character led to their final, very different fates. The war raged on, but the tide slowly began to turn, leading to the birth of a brand new dynasty, one forged in the fire of this incredible rivalry.
And you can see just how fast everything unraveled for Xiang Yu here. As the war dragged on, his armies got spread too thin and he became isolated. A couple years into the conflict, key allies, just fed up with his cruelty and arrogance, started jumping ship to join Liu Bang. By the final year, he was cornered, his army was falling apart. And rather than face capture, the proud warlord took his own life, clearing the way for Liu Bang's final victory.
And just like that, against all odds, the unlikely leader, the peasant official Liu Bang, achieved the impossible. He unified all of China and declared himself Emperor Gaozu, the very first emperor of the new Han Dynasty.
So why does this matter so much? Because the dynasty he founded lasted for over 400 years. The Han Dynasty is seen as one of the greatest golden ages in all of Chinese history, a time of incredible stability and progress, all of it built by the one man nobody ever saw coming.
You know, in the end, the great historian Sima Qian wrote that Xiang Yu, in his final moments, blamed his defeat on heaven, on fate. He never once stopped to consider that his real enemy wasn't Liu Bang, it was his own character, his pride, his arrogance, his cruelty. That's what truly brought him down.
Which really leaves us with this timeless question, right? This 2,200-year-old story kind of forces us to ask what the true nature of power really is. Is it just brute strength? The power to crush your enemies? Or is it the strength of character that inspires people, that leads them toward a shared vision?